Hi guys, rachybop here and welcome to my review of The Sims 4 City Living expansion pack. This is the third expansion pack for The Sims 4, and if you're expecting it to change the base game, don't. It is an expansion and it can only work within the restraints of the base game, so we're kind of stuck with that. What we're interested in is what they've done using the restraints of the base game to add some new flavour and excitement into the game, which it kind of needs. I've said this before in my Sims 4 re-review. I'm a little bit on a downer with it at the moment and that kind of remains, but I will say City Living surprised me. It definitely breathed some life into the game, and there were bits in it that made me smile, made me laugh, made me excited, brought me back into the experience, which is really good and really saying something for me. Having said that, there are definitely cons to every pro within this expansion, and there's a lot of stuff in there, but each one kind of leaves you feeling like there should be something leading on from it. For example, like there's these really awesome earthquakes. I mean, that comes with the lot traits that are a free update. I don't know if you actually get every single lot trait with those free ones. Someone will have to let us know in the comments. But this one, you have a really amazing earthquake, but the consequences of it leave you a bit like, nothing really happened. Like, there's some consequence, but not much. I do really like the lot traits. I think they're great and they work really well, but I know there's some issues with some players getting where the Sims emotions like flick from one thing to another really quickly. The Sims team are really good in ironing those kinds of things out, and there are like infinite possibilities of people having this pack, not having that pack, playing in this room, doing that, not doing this, that you can understand why certain things kind of slip through to us, and that is again where their community interaction is really important, and they definitely get things fixed really quickly as long as you report it to them either via Twitter or whatever method you see fit. I was really impressed with the CAS items. I'm usually not like super bothered about CAS items. I like some, I don't like others, but these I thought were specifically extremely pretty for the females, and some really nice items for the guys as well. There's not like a broad range throughout the whole of every age, but for the main age groups like that you would play with in a city, there's some really great stuff, really nice boho feel items, and personally I really love them. And another thing I really love is the festivals. I think they're so great. They remind me of seasons in The Sims 3, and they give like longevity to the pack. You can play for ages before you see anything, and then it pops up and you don't know which one it's going to be, and it's really fun, and each festival's different, and that definitely gives you your money's worth within the pack. There's lots of little fun things within the pack. The new death is absolutely brilliant, I love that. And like the new snow globes, there's a lot of collecting going on with posters, snow globes. The flea market's a really cool feature, a little bit like my Sims car boot that I did on my gaming channel. So it's not really something you couldn't have done before, but spawns, it's there, it's encouraging you to play the game in that way and encouraging a storyline. I will say though, you can still sit there for a long time playing the game and be very bored, not really feeling like anything is happening. But I can see that filling now. It's definitely getting less and less as more packs and content come out. They're all interacting with each other and making it a more full game where you've got something happening every moment. I imagine in a few years time, once there's a massive bulk of packs, we'll have a much more exciting game, which is obvious. And just, I mean, I'm not going to repeat myself too much here, but you are essentially only going to get a very exciting, funny, humorous, classic Sims game if you have all the stuff packs and expansions and game packs, which is going to cost you a lot of money. Always recommend holding out for the sales. But having said that, You know, like, if you can afford to keep up with it and you feel like it's worth it for you, this pack is worth the money that you pay. There is enough gameplay and items in there to cover the cost. That's definite. In my opinion, that's definite. It's just whether it appeals to you enough and how much you like the base game. Two other things that I found really nice about this pack is the way it looks, the world. It's so beautiful. The downside to that is you can only play in certain bits. There's loading screens between the apartments. It's really cool that you can chat to your next door neighbours and little things go on with them, and that's great, but then if you want to go visit them, it's like, oh, loading screen. Things are going to get really old really quick. You're going to see the same things all the time. You're going to have a lot of loading screens and it just gets a little bit distressing. But I feel like that's the price we need to pay to get these cool things at this point. Another really awesome part of the pack that makes you feel immersed in the city, apart from the colouring of the whole thing and the festivals and the apartment thing with the whole, like, this is a bad apartment, this could happen, this is a really upmarket, you can work your way up. I love that. I mean, there literally is so many aspects and so much stuff in it and so much to do, but the main thing that I've noticed that I absolutely love that just makes you so immersed is the sounds. The sounds are so perfect in this pack. They just bring it to life. They're just background noise, but it just makes you feel like you're in a city. I'm gonna give it 4 big fat moos. It rates quite highly because it is what it says it is, city living. It immerses you in city life. It has a whole heap of new stuff, gameplay and otherwise. There definitely are downsides. It's all whether it's worth it for you. If you are on a downer with The Sims 4, it's probably not going to change your mind on that. But it will give you a lot more to do, and it works really well with other packs, especially Get Together. The Sims team did supply me with a free code for this game. I had early access. I think you guys already know that, and I will put a disclaimer in the description. It doesn't mean I'm not being honest. I think you'll know that because most of what I said has been quite bad, but I do try to be constructive. I always let you guys know in the description if I get a code for free or anything like that, so always be sure to check that if that worries you. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye!